Oh my goodness, I just finished like 30 seconds ago the fourth episode of Shogun, and man, that ending is good. The whole episode is good overall, but okay, before I get into that, this is just going to be a spoiler review. I'm not going to do like spoiler free because this is just an episode review, so I don't want to do all that. This is going to be pretty quick, so I just want to do a spoiler review and we're going to get straight to the point. So we start off with Toranaga. He comes to Yabushige's village and he just immediately dips. You don't see him for the rest of the episode. They don't say where he's going, but I'm sure they'll get into that next episode. This episode, we focus on Yabushige, Toranaga's son. What is his name? Yagakoto, Toranaga's son, Yagakoto. Mariko and Blackthorn. And man, oh man, they finally get into it. They were building this tension this whole time. Actually, Blackthorn didn't really seem very interested in her like that, but then it just kind of happens. Like, what man wouldn't smash? She's so fine, and it kind of upset me. Like, dang it, I wish that was me. But I'm glad for him, man. And Blackthorn, he's a good looking dude, so props to him. He really got in shape for this role, apparently. But before we get into that, so we were having scenes with him training them. First of all, I want to say Blackthorn and Yabushige's chemistry is so good. Whenever they're together, it's so funny, especially when they're trying to figure out what each other is saying. Blackthorn at the beginning of the episode also had that really funny moment where he had his guns. He finally gave him his guns. First of all, Mariko gives him his guns back after a long, it wasn't very long, but she gave him a nice speech, a meaningful speech. And then the next day he's immediately pointing guns, starting stuff. And I actually was starting to like his assistant, Yuji, I believe that's her name. I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong, but you guys know who I'm talking about. I like the training scenes. I like that he shows off their cannons, and I actually like how he came up with the idea that never really been in a battle before, so we're going to actually just use a ship and just blow him up because the accuracy is a lot better now. I really like Yabushige, but man, he's making me not like him. It makes him an interesting character because he's in this dilemma where he can't decide whose side he's on. He just wants to live. He's acting like he's loyal, but at the same time, he just wants to make it out of this whole situation alive. He's such a douchebag and he's such a funny character. I just wish I could like him more if he just sided with Toranaga and decided to stick with him and, you know, it was actually loyal. I also appreciate the scenes where Mariko is translating for Blackthorn and Blackthorn is being super rude, especially to that guy that treated him badly. And Mariko just has to always fix what he's saying and saying he's being very polite and proper, but they can tell he's clearly not. He's such a douchebag. But back to Mariko and Blackthorn. At first, I really couldn't tell, like, is this really going to happen? Like, is she going to have sex with a foreigner? Is this allowed? Because there's a lot of things you still don't know about Japan in this time. And apparently, I don't know, it's clearly not allowed because she makes him, you know, go with the lie that he did it with his servant when they really did it. But the scene was so intimate and it was so cool because she left the room and he fell asleep so quick. And then she came back in and then she starts rubbing on him and stuff and they get into it. I think their chemistry they work really well together, the scenes and the emotions. And I think it built up properly. The only thing that I had a problem with is that I couldn't really tell Blackthorn was interested. He just seemed so focused on trying to get out of there and everything, his safety and everything else that's going on. As usual, this episode has great shots, great cinematography, especially at the end, but all throughout the episodes, it's just good, nice cinematography. They have such beautiful displays, great wide shots. It's all so nice and well put together. But let's talk about the ending. Toranaga's son, Yagakoto. Okay, I keep forgetting his name. Forgive me. He hasn't been really mentioned that much until now. What is this kid doing, man? I can't believe it. He feels like his dad doesn't listen to anybody, so he tries to take control, but he does something so drastic, and then he's like, actually, I want my dad to know. Oh my God, this kid, bro. He about to get the whooping of a lifetime. My prediction is that he's gonna die. I want to see Toranaga's reaction to this. This boy just started war. And the shot was so crazy of them firing it. They hit it so on point and their bodies just splattered all over the place. It was such a good scene. But I couldn't believe it, man. And now Mariko was very scared. And I also liked her opening up about her past a little bit. They didn't tell too much. Another thing that built up their sexual tension was, you know, when he was in the bath and she talked about her past. And then he also basically just, Blackthorne talked about taking her on a date and she was just fantasizing. I can't wait to learn more about Mariko and her past. I think she's definitely one of the most interesting characters. I love the dynamic of characters. There's so many characters, so many different personalities that they get across the screen and tell a story so well. They give you piece by piece, and this really feels like it's a Game of Thrones show in Japan in the 17th century. And I really can't wait to see more. This show is definitely going to do some numbers. I hope it really spreads and everybody really starts watching it. We need another show like this with good writing and great cinematography and storytelling. So much effort went into this. I'm going to give this episode a 10 out of 10. The best episode of the season so far, in my opinion, and I hope it just continues to get better. All right. I appreciate you watching the video. Think about subscribing, and if you like the video, please leave a like. I will see you guys on the next episode. Peace.